Hey guys, Rachele here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So I had a request to do a crystal grid video. So I just wanted to show some different things that you can do. And I want to just say this little disclaimer. You do what feels right to you in your practice. You can do anything that you can imagine in your practice. It's all in, the intention that you put in anything. You don't need all these beautiful crystals. You can go out into the yard and get some stones. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get a bag for $1 of stones that you put your intentions. You can put sigils, whatever, just with like a marker. It's that simple. But I wanted to show you a couple of different, or a few different types of, crystal gridding, and I hope that it inspires you. I'm like a huge advocate for crystal gridding, and I have not done it in a while, so I'm glad that I was kind of not pushed, but beautifully suggested to do something, on this, so that it actually made me do it again. So let me just tell you. First of all, this one over here, these are all black tourmaline, citrine, and carnelian. Selenite tower in the center. Some stones, a bag of stones that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I put the earth, air, fire, water, all in their perspective directions. And so I use selenite in just about everything that I do, because I believe that selenite is that beautiful crystal, or saltine crystal, or there's a name for it, what type it is. But it is a constant cleanser, transformer of energy. So it's like, if you can imagine like a generator that's constantly pulling in that negative energy and then transforming it into positive energy. So it's constantly cleansing it. That's what it's known for, constantly cleansing. Probably because it is in the salt family. So, which is also why you don't want to put it in water, because it's going to eventually completely dissolve if you put it in water, like salt would. So, but this is about getting back to the basics of all of my elements. And it is about prosperity, because citrine, for me, definitely represents like abundance. So it's abundance in all of these areas. The earth has been so crazy with fires and flooding and droughts in certain areas, and storms, hurricanes, and so this is about trying to even it out, balance it out again. And these are the intentions that I put into these. So just like in your craft, you put the intentions into each individual, or you can put it together and then put the intention in the whole thing, however you want to do it. This is why I'm leaving it vague, because you can do whatever you want. I can't stress this enough. Whatever your imagination tells you, that's what like having your own practice, in my opinion, is about, is whatever just feels right to you. Sorry. So I keep selenite usually in everything, because it continues to, filter the energies into a positive. And then I also keep black tourmaline usually. So if I don't have it actually on these, and I'm just using these little things as examples of things that you can do, you can make, I do have another video, I believe, I can't remember for sure, on gridding. You can use an actual like geometric design and grid it like that. You can do anything. You can make a spiral, you can make a square or a triangle, or you can do whatever you want. But it comes down to intention. Why are you doing that? So I would create it. I would put my intention into every piece of it. I would protect it. I would put this in an area. This is why I'm putting it on one of these that I bought, like a stack of them from Amazon a couple of years ago. They're just like little wood planks. You can put them anywhere, on a side table, you know, a nightstand, on your altar. You can shift them out and change them. So I like these. Or like I said, I've used like picture frames and then print off like a flower of life design and then do gridding like that on there. So then you have like your generator, your centerpiece, which that's how I do it. But you don't have to. You can do it however you feel. Now, I actually took this wand, although there are other options. This is one that I made. So if you have like I made this like 7 years ago, a while ago. Or you can use like a selenite little wand. You could use a tower, and you can use your finger if you want, you know, in order to direct the energy and to connect each component of a grid. Another thing that I did, because I am using this, I have this tuning fork that I purchased, and I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it because it's not very loud. You hear that? And it's 432 hertz, which is supposed to be like what I believe our heart, or what we're supposed to be resonating at in order to have like balance. So I did this. I cleansed it and recharged it with 432 hertz on each side. On each side. You can also have like a centerpiece of like a pyramid if you want. I mean, essentially, this could be your whole, you know, grid. And the reason that I love crystals so much, and I've said this before, you know, candles are beautiful. You can do so much beautiful magic with candles. Just lighting a candle and putting your intention. And even, you know, people say when you blow it out, it ends it. It doesn't for me. I always say, although I extinguish this candle with the blow, the healing energy or the intention continues to go and grow. So the only limits that we have are the limits that we put on ourselves. Belief is everything in my practice. So I like to put these on an altar. One of my altars, well, several of my altars are by windows where they have either sunlight during the day and they have moonlight in the evening. Now you're going to want to be careful if you have like vibrant, you know, crystals like this, because, or any of them, because the sunlight can dim them a little bit, dim the color, but it does not take away its energy. For me, although I do love the beautiful crystals and the colors and the vibe, that's not why I have them. I have them because of the energy that they can hold and the intention that they can hold for me. They are used in my practice. And unlike a candle, where although it can still continue to go, even after I blow it out, I love crystals because if I have, like in the corners, the tourmaline that's constantly protecting it from negative energy, but in case anything comes through, as my generator in this particular one, I use selenite in order to keep on changing the energy. And if I put this in the moonlight or in the sunlight, it is always charging. So essentially, and I know that I have heard other people say that if you want your magic to go, you have to continue to feed it. In certain things, yes. But in certain things, no, you don't. No, you do not. At least in my practice, I do not have to. Once I put my intention in it, And if I set it up as a way that it constantly feeds off of, like the sun or the moon energy that's always there for you, as well as your own intention that you've put into it, you're creating almost like a constant generator that's always working for you. And you don't have to worry about your cats or your dogs catching themselves on fire or eating them, because they might put it in their mouth and then they realize, well, I can't crunch on this, so they leave it alone. But you can easily put something like this up high where they're not going to get to it, because I have had my cats running off of my altar because they caught their tails on fire, because they're just busybodies. So I like doing something like this where it's actually movable as well. So you can use it any way you want. This one is for balancing my chakras. You see that I've got the root chakra, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, third eye, and crown. And then I have selenite in order to keep on balancing. Well, actually, this is blue kyanite, and blue kyanite is said to actually balance all of your chakras. So I have that crossing over all of them. But these are keeping them cleansed. And your crystal quartz, your clear crystal, they're amplifiers. This one's all about love. That's why I put rosebuds in here. That's why I have rose quartz all throughout it. And I also put amethyst, because amethyst is like your third eye. It helps you to see, you know. So if you're down on yourself, or you're starting to feel, because this is for self-love. So if I start to feel down on myself, or feel guilty about something I did do or didn't do, or what the myriad of things and ways, you know, not feeling guilty because I put up boundaries with somebody or anything, any number of things, the third eye, having that discernment, is going to help me recognize when I'm doing it to help me stop doing it. So it's a constant thing that's working in my favor. So now that I've showed you just a few, you can take, I have this set up on one of my altars, so they're always charging. And there's different kinds of crystals, but technically you don't have to use them. You can go out, like I said, in your yard or in a driveway where there's rocks or whatever. Get a few and use your own intention and put it in there and make a grid out of it. You could leave it in your yard if you wanted. You could put a big, huge grid around your house, you know, or just on the outskirts or on the four corners. You can do whatever you want. So the way that I do it, after I have it all set up, the way that I want to set it up, then I will take the wand that I'm using, that I've already infused with sound energy. So it's holding that frequency for me already of like balance and power. And the heart, I believe, also is supposed to at like 432 resonate, or that's the frequency of like the heart. And I always want to do everything in a loving manner. And I just wanted to show you a few other things. You know, if you want to make an angel, or a grid for connection with like your guardian angel or whatever, you can use a little figure. You can use an actual big statue and put gridding around it. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. You can cleanse with a bell. You can cleanse with singing bowls, or even activate with singing bowls, or activate with sound while you are, you know, doing it. You can sing, you can la 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 la, however you want to do it, right? But what I do after I have everything set up, and I know I'm rambling, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I'm covering all aspects of how I do gridding. I will go through and I will connect each possible path. And if you do it, you know, more than one time, who cares? In your mind's eye, when you're touching all of these together, you're seeing the energy, the string energy that is being attached to everything. Okay? So go through and just touch everything, connect everything. That's what I do. Because once it's done in my mind's eye, I see it's almost like ley lines on the earth, how they all connect with each other, right? Let's say, for instance, you want to do a working and they're all the same. Maybe it's for protection, maybe warding for your house and stuff. And you can put like a grid like this in each corner of your home if you want. Or you could put a grid like this next to your front door that keeps out negative energy and actually brings in positive energy as soon as somebody walks through the door. You can, the sky is the limit. Use your imagination. And then I just simply see all these connecting, and then bam, coming up, going up into the sky and holding that. And like I said, for me, I will put it on usually like, if you have a skylight, you can put it under that, a window. If you don't have anything like that, and you're not able to charge it either in the moonlight or in the sunlight where it continually can go for you, then I would say roughly, whatever feels right to you in order to refresh it. But if you have, or to recharge it, and some of them you can recharge in water, running water, like a river or a stream, or even your tap if that's all you have access to. Or you can charge them again with sound. You could keep it going all the time with sound. I mean, even if you don't put it next to the window, you could charge it all up again with sound, with your singing bowl, Once a month, go through and charge it up if you want. But if you place it strategically in your home near a window that has moonlight or sunlight, it can always be charging and always be cleansing. Once you put that intention, you have it out there. And you can do a grid for just about anything. And it holds it. Crystals hold memory, just like water holds memory. So if you want to do a whole, working around it, and as you're putting your intention in, maybe make some incense that has that particular intention that you want, or you can add the actual herbs right along with it. Put them right in there, however you want to do it. You could have like water, you could sprinkle water or anoint certain things with oils. I wouldn't necessarily your selenite. However, anything that's not like super porous, you can also put your anointing oils on. So, and there you go. You can be playing beautiful, like, mystical music in the background while you're doing it, and have your incense going, and just really make a beautiful, beautiful moment with it. And use whatever intentions you want, use whatever modalities you want to use with it. But the things that I would say is, remember, it always comes down to your intention, your belief, or faith that what you have put out is working for you and you can leave it. Want to think about protection. So I like to use black tourmaline a lot. You want to think of cleansing. So I think of selenite a lot because it continues to cleanse it. And think of how you're going to charge it. If you want to just leave it and go, then maybe put it next to a bedside table that has access to the sun or moon, the light or a skylight or whatever. Put it on a porch that gets light. You know what I mean. I don't have to really go any further than that. And you can use your finger. You can use a wand, crystal wand. You can do a wand that you've created. So I hope that has answered any questions for you. And like I did with this, I would do with these as well. Go through and touch everything. and think about what each component of the grid brings to the grid. And I also suggest, if you can't get these, go to the Dollar Tree and get a little 5x7 frame. You can do like stuff like that. Sky's the limit, really. So I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope this answers any questions that you might have. If not, please leave me a comment down below and I will be happy to answer any questions that you might have. But just have fun with it and enjoy it, and look at how beautiful it is. So you can even, this is another thing, if you have paint, if you're somebody that is an artist, and you go out and you just pull some rocks from your yard, right? If you want to do like a chakra, paint them. You can simply paint them or put sigils on them for intentions and then create a grid out of that. Let's say you wanted to have a massive grid, okay, that was for like prosperity and abundance and good health and wealth and, great psychic development. You can do all of it all in one if you wanted to. Make sigils for each one of them, right? And then put that into your grid and have something that balances each one of them, so it's like a powerhouse grid. So the sky's the limit. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I am sending you love always. Thank you so much.